Today, we are looking at two phones that sit in the same price range but feel very different. On one side, there's the Redmi Note 15, on the other, the OnePlus Nord CE 5. The Redmi Note 15 is slimmer, lighter, and clearly designed to look impressive the moment you hold it. A 108 megapixel camera, stereo speakers, and a body that's just 7.4 mm thick. Pick it up once and you notice how light it feels in the hand. The Nord CE 5 is heavier, a bit thicker, and not trying to win you over in the first 10 seconds. What it brings instead is a much bigger battery, a stronger processor, and a setup that's focused on smooth performance and long-term use. Let's see which one actually makes more sense. At 178 grams and just 7.4 mm thick, the Note 15 is one of those phones that almost disappear in your pocket. The slim body makes it easy to hold, easy to type on, and comfortable during long scrolling sessions. If you're someone who hates bulky phones or uses their phone one-handed a lot, this is going to matter. The design itself is clean and familiar, plastic bag, plastic frame, nothing fancy, but it's done neatly. The big square camera module with 108 megapixel branding makes its presence felt, and it looks bold without looking messy. You also get IP66 water resistance and drop protection ratings, which is reassuring if you are not the most careful person with your phone. Overall, it feels premium, practical, and well put together. The OnePlus Nord CE 5 is thicker at 8.2 mm and heavier at 199 grams, and you notice that weight almost immediately. It feels more solid, more planted in the hand, but also a bit tiring if you're holding it for long periods. One-handed use is possible, but not as easy as on the Redmi. Design-wise, the Nord CE 5 keeps things simple: flat sides, a clean matte back, and a vertical camera layout that doesn't try anything new. The finish does a good job of avoiding fingerprints, which helps day-to-day. In terms of protection, both phones are closed. The Redmi has slightly higher water resistance rating, while the OnePlus still does enough for daily splashes and light rain. The Redmi Note 15 clearly has the advantage if design comfort is your priority. It's lighter, thinner, and easier to live with physically. The Nord CE 5 feels tougher and more solid, but you pay for that with extra weight and thickness. Both phones come with big 6.77-inch AMOLED displays, both run at 120Hz and both look good the moment you turn them on. The Redmi Note 15's display has a strong contrast and very deep blacks. It doesn't support HDR10+, but for regular content, the screen still looks punchy and engaging. In our testing, it hit a peak brightness of 1670 nits, which is more than enough for outdoor use. Text stays readable and you won't struggle under sunlight. Where the Redmi really stands out is contrast, which is much higher than the Nord. This gives movies and darker scenes a more dramatic look, especially at night. Blacks feel deeper and shadow-heavy scenes have more depth. The OnePlus Nord CE 5 scored a slightly higher peak brightness of 1740 nits, so outdoors it has a small edge. It's not night and day difference though, but where the Nord really pulls ahead is color accuracy. In our Calman test, the Nord CE 5 consistently did better. Grayscale accuracy was tighter, colors were closer to what they should look like, and overall tuning is very balanced. Its average delta E was 0.9, which is excellent. The Redmi was also good at 1.3 delta E, but side by side, the Nord looks more natural, especially on skin tones and lighter shades. Gamut coverage is more or less similar. The CE 5 covers 96.5% of the color space compared to 95.6% on the Redmi Note 15. This means colors look complete and controlled on both phones, and especially in HDR content on the CE 5. If you enjoy deeper blacks and a more contrast-heavy look while watching movies, the Redmi Note 15 delivers that nicely. If you care more about accurate colors and better visibility outdoors, the Nord CE 5 has the better tuned panel overall. The Redmi Note 15 runs on the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3. For everyday stuff, it does the job just fine. Apps open quickly, social media scrolling is smooth, and casual gaming isn't a problem. If your phone use is mostly calls, WhatsApp, YouTube, and the occasional game, you won't feel like the phone is struggling. But once you start pushing it a bit, the limits start to show. Heavier games don't feel as stable, and long sessions cause performance to level off sooner. It doesn't lag, but you can tell that this chipset is built for more efficiency than raw power. The phone does a good job at staying cool though, and throttling is well controlled, which helps maintain consistency during longer use. The OnePlus Nord CE5 plays in a completely different league. Its Dimensity 8350 Apex is much stronger, and you feel that difference almost immediately. Animations feel snappier, multitasking is smoother, and switching between heavy apps doesn't slow the phone down. In benchmarks, the Nord comfortably crosses the 1.4 million mark on Antutu, which tells you exactly where it stands in this segment. Games run at higher frame rates, visuals feel more stable, all of which means the GPU has a lot more headroom. Even after long gaming sessions, performance stays stable, though the phone does throttle a bit more than the Redmi. Both phones run Android 15 and both are promised 4 Android updates and 6 years of security patches, so long-term support isn't the deciding factor here. The Redmi Note 15 runs HyperOS 2, which is fast and feature-heavy with lots of customization options and built-in tools. The flip side is that it can feel a bit busy with some pre-installed apps and unwanted notifications that not everybody will enjoy. The Nord CE5 runs OxygenOS 15 and the experience feels cleaner. Animations are smoother, the layout is simpler, and nothing really gets in your way. There are some preloaded apps, but far less compared to the Redmi. For day-to-day use, both phones feel smooth, but if you care about gaming or you are a power user, the Nord CE5 clearly has the more advantage. The Redmi Note 15 is capable and efficient, but OnePlus simply has much more power to work with. The Redmi Note 15 comes with a 5520 mAh battery. It's enough to get through a full day comfortably. Charging is reasonably quick. It took about 68 minutes to go from 0 to full, which feels fair for the battery size. But the OnePlus Nord CE5 is in a different league. It packs a massive 7100 mAh battery, which is built for endurance. It easily lasts longer than Redmi. Charging takes more time because there's simply more battery to fill. A full charge took about 85 minutes, which is still acceptable considering the size of the battery. Both phones offer a similar camera layout on paper, but the Redmi Note 15 comes with a 108 megapixel main camera and a 20 megapixel selfie camera, while the OnePlus Nord CE5 uses a 50 megapixel main camera paired with a 16 megapixel front camera. In actual use, the Redmi goes for a brighter, more colorful style. Photos look punchy with stronger reds and warmer skin tones. Portraits have heavier background blur, which makes subjects stand out instantly, though sometimes the cutout effect is a bit more obvious. The 3x zoom also gives it extra reach for statues or buildings, even if darker areas show some noise. The Nord CE5 keeps things more natural. Colors are calmer, skin tones look more realistic, and textures are better preserved. Portrait blur is softer and more gradual, especially around here, which makes portrait look more balanced. It sticks to 2x zoom, but the results look cleaner and more consistent. On the selfie side, the Redmi smooths skin slightly and keeps photos bright and ready to share. The Nord captures more texture and detail, though bright backgrounds can get overexposed. So, the Redmi Note 15 is the phone that you'll appreciate the moment you pick it up. It's lighter, slimmer, easier to hold, and packed with features. The display has strong contrast, the camera clicks bright, social media ready photos, and the overall experience feels more lively. If comfort, design, and a fun camera matter more to you than raw power, the Redmi makes a lot of sense. The OnePlus Nord CE5 is built for people who use their phone hard and keep it for years. The performance, especially in gaming and heavy multitasking, is way better. The battery life is on another level, the software feels calmer and more polished, and the camera leans towards natural results instead of flashy ones. So here's the simple answer. Pick the Redmi Note 15 if you want a lighter phone with bold looks, a punchy display, and photos that are ready to post. Pick the OnePlus Nord CE5 if performance, battery, and smooth long-term usage matter more than slimness. So that was it for our comparison. Let me know what you think about the Redmi Note 15 and whether you'll be buying the Redmi Note 15 or the Nord CE5. Thank you for watching.